We have to be close enough, but not too close. We have to be aware of what we're doing and not too aware. We have to be cautious of what we're doing and not too cautious. We do have to know what we're doing. We have to know where the money goes. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Back on track, back to back with you guys today. I don't want to talk about money because I have a lot of it or I don't have any of it. I want to talk about money because I want money to work for me. Does that make sense? I mean, it really sounds bad. And some people are very, very skeptical on this topic, especially. But I'm here to say that there are probably better ways to make money than just going to corporate. Now, I've been reading a couple of books and I think I listened to 3 audiobooks in 1 week. And it was, to me, you know me, every time I get something new on the table, I'm going to want to share it with you. And this time I dabbled into finances. Now, I know that finances have been a topic for ages and it has been very, very complicated for a normal person like me and you. I'm not going to get into these audio books I listen to, and there's even one paperback coming next week for me to underline and mark. You know that every time I have something new or something new comes across my table, I'm going to share it with you guys because I think that's what I do. Yeah, and I'm having a good time reading into all this money stuff. And I'm not talking about visualize the money. I'm pretty sure that might work. I'm talking about understanding money. Where does the money go? I have Audible, and so I listen to Audible. Mindset, that was the first one, I think. And I was already listening to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And there's one red thread that keeps going through all of these lectures. I think many people, including me, don't really understand money. And that's where we're starting today. We are going to get to know money. Now, these Audible listens are very, of course, inspiring. I know the people, they get the money for doing these Audibles, for writing the books, but some people just want to transfer a message. And I think that it's important for us to understand this message. In the end of the day, you're going to want to have more time to live and then work because you like the part of the work that you're doing, as opposed to having to work to be able to live. And so I like the thought of having 10 to 20% of what you're earning in your everyday work set aside and let it work for you. And now this is the point I'm making here. I'm going to try that. I'm going to say it should be at least 10. I know about 20% of my earnings, of my salary, and invest. And I want to see how that works. And I want you to be with me as I see how that works. So we're going to start like from zero, guys. And I'm going to be as transparent as it makes sense. It's going to be a big one. 20% of my salary I use that up for something else, for paying bills, for going into restaurants, for entertainment. I won't be not doing that anymore. Does that even make sense? Is that how you say it? But I will be doing it differently, lesser, deliberately, cleverer. This is what I'm going to do and see what happens. I'm going to take 20% of whatever salary I get or whatever income I have and invest it. Stay tuned and see how I do that. I'm going to set up an imaginary 20%. I'm not going to tell you the actual 20% because I really don't like to talk about my salary. That's a German thing, I know that. But it's going to be pretty realistic. I've always wanted a video like this because I wanted to understand money in the quick way of, not having to invest too much time in the blah, 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 and the understanding in the deeper sense of the history of money and the stock crash of the U.S. in 2008. These are all things that are not really interesting to me. I want to know how to work with the money to make sure that the money works for me. I just wanted to take you guys along, and I will start setting that up for the 1st of September. I have about 20 days. I'm going to be reading a lot of material so that I'm not setting myself up to fail, because putting aside investing 20% of your salary every month, that's a high class number. I mean, that's going to get you somewhere. I'm pretty sure you understand me if I say this. At my age, there are no mistakes that are allowed to happen. I mean, they're going to happen, but, I'm going to have to be very, very safe and very, very clear. And since I'm very, very German, I'm very, very safe and very, very clear. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to be able to watch me invest 20% of my salary. I am just a middle class girl into something. I know how much it's going to be, but how I'm going to do it, I have no idea, but I hope you join me in this little finance challenge I have here. It's quite interesting to me, at least, and it might be interesting to you. Everybody knows what I'm going to say next. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you in the future. Bye-bye.